Well, good mid-morning to you. It's time for Trailblazer Game Day right here on the Fan Sports Network from the studios. Devin Dixon, Caden Formaster getting you ready for another Saturday of Utah Tech football. On the road today to take on number 14 or number 20, depending on which poll you look at. Austin Peay, first ever meeting out in Clarkson, Tennessee, Caden, between these two teams.
Yeah, first meeting ever between these two teams. And Austin Peay's done really quite well this year. You know, we saw them actually here in Southern Utah, but, you know, at SUU earlier in the season, got to see them play, and they took that game to double overtime. So, you know, some pretty good football there from those two teams. And that's about the extent of what I've seen from them is in that game. I watched a good chunk of that one just to get an idea of what both of those teams are like, knowing that they were both going to be the last two teams of the season. And I got to tell you, both those teams, they bring a lot to the table. So we'll see with Austin Peay this week, today, what that is going to look like as they take on Utah Tech.
One of the big questions, can they slow down Mike DeLillo, the quarterback for Austin Peay? He has had an unbelievable year. They are 4-0 after a road overtime win last week to have the outright lead in the conference. So this is a role. And when we talk with Coach J.B. Hall, when we talk with Max Christensen, some of our coaches and players that will join us later on the program, this is kind of a spot where the Trailblazers believe they're better than their record indicates, and they've got a chance to play spoiler, kind of like they did last year against Stephen F. Austin.
Yeah, this is the same thing as Stephen F. Austin, right? Stephen F. Austin was leading the conference last year, and Utah Tech came in and rained on their parade. And they're looking to do the same thing here today. And with that, I mean, you look at their schedule over the last few games. Yeah, you know what? They've lost the last three. Two of them were extremely winnable. So if they can just overcome that last hurdle they need to close out games, I don't see why this isn't a win for Utah Tech today.
It would be a big surprise, though. Most people assuming Austin Peay is going to keep their dominance going, trying to get to 5-0, trying to get the auto bid into the postseason, the FCS tournament. They're 7-2 overall. Utah Tech 2-7 overall. And Trailblazers just 1-3 in conference. If they could win the last 2 weeks of the season, finish strong with a win today, and then get SUU in that rivalry game at home, they could still finish 500 in conference play this year. And even though the record not going to be as many wins as they had last year, you still feel like there's, in some regards, been some big progress made for Coach Paul Peterson and the Trailblazers.
Absolutely. There's always progress made, and it feels like they always are taking steps forward. And I think we forget how young this team is in a lot of positions. There are a lot of guys that could be returning next year. And with that, you look at that, the age of the team, there's a lot to be excited about for the future, and really they're putting it all out there right now as well. So that's really cool to see.
Yeah, there's not Sam Kananata'a. You got guys like Ricky Johnson, Max Christensen III. There are some seniors that are integral leaders on this team, but it's not like this team has 25 seniors graduating. They probably got more like 10 that will move on. So that means potentially in today's modern college football era, you never know what the portal.
And that's why we always say, you know, there's the possibility they come back. I don't want to say they're coming back. You just never know.
Yeah, exactly. Trailblazer Game Day, built by Bucks Ace Hardware and presented by Sand Hollow Resort. Devin and Caden, we got lots to get to. J.B. Hall's going to drop by. Max Christensen III is going to stop by. We're going to take a break and get the fun going here as we got the countdown to kickoff. It's a noon kickoff here, Mountain Time Zone against Austin Peay, and we'll get you ready here on Trailblazer Game Day. Stick with us.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Red Rock Real Estate has over 200 professional realtors in the St. George area that specialize in the local market. Whether you're buying your dream home, looking for an investment property, or want to sell your home for the highest amount, the Red Rock Real Estate team is here to assist you. Get started now by visiting redrockrealestate.com.
Welcome back, Trailblazer Game Day, presented by Bucks Ace Hardware. Get on over there for everything for your lawn, garden, and home. They got some great things going on. Their grill selection is fantastic. Nothing like a Saturday getting ready for football and then grilling up some great steaks or some brisket. Bucks has you covered. 3 Southern Utah locations. And presented by Sand Hollow Resort. The estate lots are now selling. Phase 1. Go check that out. Great to get out there. They got 27 championship holes. And they got a great grill at Sand Hollow Resort as well, serving up delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mention Trailblazers, and you get 10% off. Caden, we're going to talk with Max Christensen. I'm going to miss Big Max. Just 2 games left in his college career, and then he wants to have a career in broadcast like you and I. And I've known Max for a long, long time. He's taken in stride, but I think these next 2 weeks are going to be a little bit emotional for the fifth-year senior.
It's always emotional for any of those guys that when they know they're done with the program in a couple of weeks, they're just going to hold on to it as much as they can. And usually those are the guys that go out there and give it their all in the last 2 games because they're putting it all on the line. They have nothing left to lose.
A couple years ago, Max did an internship with me and then got to know him and really well over the years. He still joins us on the show every single week. And here is Max earlier this week talking about this game against Austin Peay and his career as a whole. Big Max Christensen joining us. Let's talk some Utah Tech Trailblazer football. Today is the first day I feel like we really started the show talking Utah Tech basketball, and now we officially have the seasons, overlapping as the season got underway last night for Juddy and the guys. If you missed that score, they do lose that game by 8 points down there to the Broncos in Santa Clara. And the football team, Max, getting ready to jump on the charter plane tomorrow morning and head out to Austin Peay, Clarkson, Tennessee, baby. Here we go.
Yes. Yeah, this is going to be the first time I've ever played football in Tennessee. I've been to the state of Tennessee. We're flying into Nashville. I've been to Nashville before. We're going to go and play in Clarksville. Should be a good time. Should be fun. We're playing the best team in our conference, so it should be a fun time for us.
24-7, the loss last week. Give me your thoughts from a player perspective. Obviously, the score doesn't indicate how many little plays in a game can add up to, a 3-possession loss.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird game. It's like, both teams went 3 and out to kind of start the game. And, on defense, we held them to less than like 110 yards rushing, less than 150 yards passing, but we could not get off the field on third down. That was the biggest thing, was they had, 3 drives of 13-plus plays, and that's what killed us on defense. Again, I can only speak from the defense side of the football, and so we have to be a lot better about freaking getting off the field on a third down and being able to put our offense in better spots, give them better field position, give them better chances to take shots down the field, and just give our offense more possessions because they didn't have the ball, enough that we felt like, we gave ourselves a better chance to win. So we got to be a lot better on tighten up on defense. We were really good on first and second down. And again, the stats showed we didn't get burned. We didn't give up a ton of yards, but it was just the time of possession. And Abilene Christian did a good job of being able to control the football, control the clock, and kind of just play keep away from our offense, because if you give them the ball, they can get pretty explosive when they want to. So we have to be a lot better job on just getting off the field on third down and being able to convert that way.
And Max, you guys have been playing some prolific quarterbacks the last couple weeks, and this is a new one to add to the list. Mike DeLillo, 2,589 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. The most impressive stat, though, is 67.6% completion percentage for a college quarterback. How are you going to attack this guy? I feel like I ask you this every week, but how are you going to attack this quarterback this week?
Yeah, no, we have to do a great job of getting after him up front. That was one thing we didn't do great last week, was being able to rush the passer. I think we had 1 sack last week, and it came from Brevin Hamlin, a safety, right? So as a defensive line, we have to do a lot better job with our front four, getting up the field, getting off blocks. As an interior defensive lineman especially, we got to do a great job of pushing the pocket, making him feel uncomfortable, because he's got a lot of really talented, really good weapons on offense over there at Austin Peay. And so we have to be able to force him to be uncomfortable. And he has a great completion percentage because he does a great job for what they do on offense, right? He as their quarterback, he kind of knows where he's going to put the ball pre-snap, right? So if we can do a great job of taking away his first read on the back end and then making him kind of step up and feel the pressure a little bit, then we can make some things happen. But if he's going to sit there and pick off his first and second read, it's going to be a long day for us.
You look at them, and you look at where you're at. I mean, where's the motivation the spoiler role come into play a little bit? I mean, they're leading the conference standings. Has that been vocalized, getting ready for this game?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, because it's kind of funny. This is the same position we were in when we went and beat Stephen F. Austin last year, right? Stephen F. Austin was the top of the conference. They were going to win it. Things that, we had a poor record. They were on a 13 home game win streak, had all this stuff, had Xavier Gibson, who's returning punts for the Jets now, doing all this stuff. And we end up going down there and shocking, and they were ranked, I think, 16 when we played them, right? And we go down and shock the nation and beat Stephen F. Austin down there on their home thing. So we were kind of in the same position last year, where at this point all we can do is just play spoiler and do these things. And it's crazy the margin of error when it comes to the UAC this year, because all Austin Peay has done is win all the close games, right? We've lost all the close games. They've won all of them. I mean, you look at it. They beat SU in double overtime, right? They beat Eastern Kentucky last week in overtime. They beat Stephen F. Austin by 2 points, right? So they're undefeated in conference, but it's not like they're blowing people away, right? Everyone is playing close games. The only difference is we're on the losing end of all these games. They're on the winning side. So, again, we want to take that next step as a program and get to where Austin Peay is at and being able to finish these close games, and that's when we become undefeated in conference. Yeah. So we feel like we have a good chance against anybody we line up against each and every Saturday in this conference. We just have to be able to freaking finish a football game.
The Governors have finished. It's a good point. Max Christensen III, defensive tackle of the Trailblazers, hanging out with us here. 33-30. That's a road overtime win against Eastern Kentucky. On the flip side, getting ready for this game, 24-7, a road loss for the Trailblazers down at Abilene Christian. Was their offensive line stout? I mean, it was a good offensive line. Abilene, how did they lose 52-14 to SUU and then turn around and beat you guys 24-7?
Yeah, so that's probably the biggest offensive line we've seen in conference so far. But the biggest thing is SU was able to force a lot of havoc plays, what we call it, right, in football. So you look at it, they were tied 7-7 in the first quarter, but then they forced ACU's quarterback to throw 3 interceptions, and then you look up and it's 28-7. Right, so after they kind of blew the doors off, because they converted on every single one of those turnovers, after they were able to kind of just blow the doors wide open, that's when the wheels kind of fell off for Abilene Christian. So that was the biggest thing, was we weren't able to get after the quarterback, and we also weren't able to force any turnovers. So SU did a great job of causing those havoc plays, because like I said, they played them close to start the game, but then once the wheels fell off pretty early after the quarterback threw 3 picks, then everything kind of started reeling, and SU was able to do a good job of converting on those turnovers and kind of did it that way. So that's how SU was able to play them a lot better than we were.
Austin Peay, 14-1 pull, 20 and another. Upset on the mind of Max and his teammates. What's some keys? What's going to be some keys for you guys to come out on top and pull the upset?
Yeah, so the biggest thing, one, again, be able to get after the quarterback, be able to control the line of scrimmage, because this isn't the biggest offensive line that we've seen. Like these guys, are just very good fundamentally and technically sound. They're very good at what they do, right? I mean, their center is a little over 300 pounds. Both their guards are 290. Right, wow. Like this is the exact opposite of what we saw last week with Abilene Christian. But they just want to line up, run a lot of inside zone, be super technically sound. They're really aggressive because they're lighter offensive linemen, so they're a little bit smaller. But yeah, very, very good at what they do. So we have to be able to control the line of scrimmage, control things up front, and then be able to tackle. Because again, they have their biggest weapon is they have all their skilled guys are explosive. They can take the top off whenever they want to. Their running back can take it to the house with 2 or 3. I mean, we've seen this guy run inside zone and break 5 tackles and run 60 yards for a touchdown. So the biggest thing, we have to be able to gang tackle on defense, control the line of scrimmage, and then when they do want to pass it, get after this kid at the quarterback position, force him to make more than one read, and then just again, create. We're our best when we're able to create a lot of chaos, a lot of havoc on the defense side of the football, create turnovers, and again, put our offense in better positions than we did last week.
There you go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Max Christensen III, getting you ready for Austin Peay here on the Fan Sports Network. So much fun having Max drop by. I mean, was the Skyview Bobcat. We won't hold that against him. Went to Snow College. Now playing for Coach Peterson here, wrapping up his career. Final game will be next week. A week from today against SUU. His brother plays for BYU, and he's He's going to have his hands full against this offensive line, Caden. This defensive front seven's got to put some pressure on Mike DeLillo today.
They do. They really have to get back there and put some pressure on him. You know, this Austin Peay offense is really quite good. They can move the ball really well, both passing, running game. They kind of have it all figured out right now. So getting the pressure back there and making that pressure stick, get him a little off his feet, off his game. They're going to try to get out there and do that early.
Going to be fun. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Big Max can notch a sack or two. Trailblazers are in Clarkston, Tennessee. It's about a little under an hour away from Nashville. Team flew in to Nashville yesterday, getting ready for this noon Mountain Time kickoff, and we're getting you ready here on the pregame tailgate show. We're going to take another time out. When we come back, J.B. Hall going to drop by for our Coordinator's Corner. Stay with us. Countdown to kickoff coming up.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Hey, it's Luke with Udine Associates at American Family Insurance. At Udine Associates, we love insurance so you don't have to. With a quick call, we can get you an instant quote with the right coverages. My team of licensed agents are ready to help you with better insurance from American Family. Give us a call at 435-251-9102.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
Inside your Coordinator's Corner here for Trailblazer Game Day, getting ready for Austin Peay coming up here shortly. It's Caden Formaster here with Mark Musgrave.
The voice you know.
And we also have in studio, of course, with Coordinator's Corner, our coordinator, special teams coordinator, J.B. Hall. Welcome back into the show. We had you on a few weeks back. Welcome back in.
No doubt. I appreciate you guys having me.
Now, let's talk a little bit about where we're at this point in the season. Only 2 games left. You got to get that final push. How's the preparation looking for the last few games of the season for you?
Yeah, no doubt. I think the guys have done a fantastic job bouncing back each and every week. And, that's what our head coach, Coach Peterson, has always talked about. He wants to see growth. He wants to see our guys bounce back. And I think they've attacked this week and had some really, really good points in practice. So I feel like we're in a good spot going into this week against Austin Peay for sure.
Now, at this point in the season, I mean, like Caden said, there's only 2 games remaining. You guys have been doing this for quite a while in just this season. What, as coaches, what do you guys tell your players every week?
Oh, no doubt. I think the standard has always been set, and that is set way back in August. Or even before that, before we get our freshmen on campus, it's set basically at the end of that last season. So the message has been the same. We're going to stick to our standards. We're going to work hard. We're going to be tough. We're going to be disciplined. And then we're always going to respect our opponents. So that's always going to be the focus on each and every week. And I think the guys have done a good job at staying the course. We've got a young football team. We've got a lot of guys out there that are maybe in their second year but haven't played a whole bunch of football. Maybe they got their 4 games in the previous year. So we're young, we're growing, and we are learning through some growing pains, which is good, which is really, really good.
How do you guys keep morale high right now? I know you guys you've been in some close fights, but just coming up short the last few weeks. How are you keeping the morale high in the locker room, pushing forward?
No doubt. I think that's a huge part of this thing. I think our head coach does a fantastic job just being able to reset us. You lose a couple by 1 to 2 points. The last 2 before this last one was a 3-point game. The pieces are there. I think it's about the kids going out and making those plays and us putting them in a position to make those plays. So just seeing how close we are, correcting those small details, those minor details that need to be corrected so that we can make that play the next time.
What are some of the challenges on special teams that Austin Peay will be there'll be an issue this week?
No doubt. I mean, Austin Peay is a really, really good football team. Top in the conference right now. They're doing some great things both on defense, offense, and especially special teams because I've watched that so much in preparation this week. They've got some really, really good returners. We've got to do a good job with ball placement in the kicking game and in the punt game to make sure he's on his toes and that he can't catch a clean ball because I think
That dude is a really, really explosive, dynamic football player back there, and he's going to be a tall task for us to get down the field and cover.
So with this game preparation coming up, it's the last game on the road before you end the season at home against SUU. Again, the final stretch here, the last 2 games. How are you guys feeling at this point in the season? I mean, there's always some fatigue that's got to come into it, some injuries, things like that. What's the health of the team looking like right now?
We're in a good spot. I think last week we took a couple shots and the kids battled back. Even those guys that went out ended up finishing the game. So we know where we're at. It's week 9 and it is November, and that's what November football's for. It's to battle through some injuries. It's to battle through and play tough football. But we're in a good spot, and we feel good about it. Depth is always the name of the game at any level in football. It's always the name of the game.
Now, in a couple of recent games, you guys played Eastern Kentucky, lost at a close one, 34-30. They have recently played Eastern Kentucky as well. They won 33-30. So again, really close game there. Will you guys take a look at those tapes against Eastern Kentucky, both Austin Peay's game and your game, and see where you can apply some advantages?
Oh, always. I think that's what's so cool about college football is the opportunity to continue to get better. But you always got to go back and watch the film. You got to watch the tape. The eye in the sky doesn't lie. It's always going to tell the truth. And they did some really, really good stuff in that game to capitalize and give themselves a chance to win that game. So we want to do similar things. Obviously, they're different, whether that's defense, offense, or special teams. We're different. But you always want to check somebody's oil and make sure that they made their corrections, just in case if they didn't, then we can capitalize and make a big play on those plays.
I want to talk about Connor Brooksby for a second.
Yeah.
He's been having a great season. Shout out to him for tying his own school record of 55 yards. What's it like to have someone like that you can rely on to go out there and kick that field goal when you need an extra 3 points?
No doubt. Connor is a fantastic football player. Let me just set the record. He's a good football player, and he happens to play the position of being our place kicker. He is dynamic in the fact that he can kick the ball at the end zone when we do kickoffs, and then he's dynamic and has the opportunity when it's a long field goal that we have the confidence in him, and he has the confidence in himself to go out there and bang that through. He's having a fantastic season. We battled some win situations a little bit last week, but not a big deal. He's a very, very strong competitor, and that's what I love about him. He's doing a good job staying consistent, staying in rhythm, and then just having fun and being dependable, which is what we need.
Now, Coach, I have to remind Caden sometimes that kickers are football players too.
I agree with that.
No,
I agree with that.
I'm just playing.
Hold
I'm just playing. Talk to us a little bit about Andy Day as well. Like, what's his personality like? What's his energy on the field?
No doubt.
As a punter.
Andy's the same way. Like, these guys are both super extreme competitors. Andy's a little bit quieter, but he's definitely got that killer instinct in him. When we got him, I wasn't here on staff, but Andy also played receiver. He can do. He's an athlete. He's not just a punter. He's a great athlete, and he's having a fantastic season as well. I think he's doing a really, really good job getting the ball off, putting it where we needed it to be placed, and he does a lot for our football program.
Yeah.
For sure.
What would you say to the fans that are getting hyped up for this next game and getting ready for Austin Peay? What do you want to say to them?
Continue to bring your support. We are excited about the opportunity that we get to play each and every week. We know you guys are there. We're playing hard for you guys. We're playing hard for each other. And we want to represent Utah Tech and St. George and all of our fans across the nation the right way, and we're building it the right way.
Now, I know you take it week by week, and you're focused on Austin Peay this week, but the following week, SUU here at Greater Zion Stadium. Is that entering in any conversations yet?
Not for me right now.
Okay.
Not
all
for
right.
me. Good try.
Good answer.
Good
Good
try.
answer.
Nope. 1 week at a time. Yeah.
Then we'll get to it next week for
That's
sure.
it.
We'll get to it next
That's
week.
it.
1 week at a time. Austin Peay coming up, obviously here on Saturday, and best of luck to you and your crew. And go Trailblazers.
Go Trailblazers.
Back here in studio, Caden, great job catching up with Coach Hall. You know, they've lost some coaches. It's never changing in the coaching fraternity, but JB Hall has come in and made an impact right away.
Yeah, you know, and I would love to be on his special teams. He just seems like not only just such a good dude, but he gets you fired up.
Yeah,
There's something
run
about
through
him.
a wall, baby.
Yeah, seriously. There's something about him where you just want to do your best for him as your coach, and I would love to have him as that coordinator on special teams. So all those special teams guys, they're real lucky to have JB Hall on their side.
JB Hall will try to fire him up today. Trailblazers trying to upset Austin Peay. They are 4-0, undefeated in the UAC Conference. Blazers 1-3 in conference play entering this road game. We're going to take one final break. We'll come back, final thoughts, and then pretty soon we're going to go out to Clarkston, Tennessee, and Rod Zundel will join us here as our countdown to kickoff continues, built by Bucks Ace Hardware and Sand Hollow Resort.
When it comes to your child's teeth, Dr. Cody and his experienced staff at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry are game changers. So when it comes to checkups, a toothache, or any problem with your kid's teeth, call experienced veteran Dr. Cody Johnson at Johnson Pediatric Dentistry, 628-0511.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
Welcome back. Countdown to kickoff continues here from studio. Devin Dixon, Caden Formaster. It's built by Bucks Ace Hardware and presented by Sand Hollow Resort. And Austin Peay, you know, they have been the cardiac kids. The Governors have won 48-45 in overtime against SUU back on October 21st. Beat Eastern Kentucky just last week, 33-30 in overtime on the road. Well, we have another overtime game today. Can the Trailblazers push it to OT? We're going to find out here momentarily.
Yeah, I mean, I hope for not having to go to overtime. You know, I'm not always the biggest fan of overtime games. They're exciting, don't get me wrong, but I just want to win. I just want the win, get it done in the 4 quarters. That's how I like to see it get done. But we'll see. You know, this should be a pretty good game. I know the Trailblazers, they're probably done traveling. You know, I mean, yes, this is their last game, but they're like, man, we just got to get it done on the road and just be done. And we can have our last home game going into that with a win. That's really what they're looking for, is they want to have a W next to their name as they move on from this week. But, of course, if you ask them, they're just saying, hey, Austin Peay's the one that's in front of us. We're just worried about them. We're not going to worry about SUU. We're worried about Austin Peay.
And the number 14 Govs battling the Trailblazers today, trying to defend the fort. It's actually Military Appreciation Day, and they can at least get a share of the UAC title with a win today with only 1 week left in the regular season next week. And if they can get the win today, it would be the Governor's 3rd conference title in the past 5 seasons, and it would mark the first time in program history that Austin Peay has won a conference championship in consecutive seasons. Again, the Govs are 7-2 overall, 4-0 in UAC play.
Yeah, you know, and they're averaging about 38 points per game, which is a lot. And this is a conference that we've seen is a very high-scoring conference anyway. We're seeing a lot of games where it's 30, 40 points. I mean, that is actually, again, that's a pretty good average for Austin Peay. Utah Tech's not right there. They're a little less than that, right? They're not getting those big scores. They have before, but not quite, you know, and that spread and shred offense can get that done, though.
Yeah, they're going to have to score more than 7 points like they did in that loss last week down at Abilene Christian. That means they're going to have to get it done in all 3 phases. Jevin Jackson is a guy that's going to run the ball. Mike DeLillo, you're going to hear his name, the quarterback for Austin Peay. Tyler Long leads the Governors, 9.2 tackles per game this season. Let's see if Cyrus Webster can answer. He can really get after Mike DeLillo, and that front seven is going to have to put pressure on him. That's going to be one of the X-factor keys to the game. Could be a shootout today if Kobe Tracy gets on point. Ricky Johnson been playing well. Keith Davis, Bo Sparks, Lofton. This whole receiving core has got a lot of upside. And then it's been that two-headed monster, Chris Street and Ronnie Walker III, that have been pretty balanced in the run department as well for Coach Paul Peterson.
Yeah, this offense is actually really quite well balanced. You know, they have to get moving. You know, if it didn't feel like they were moving very great last week, but they have the tools to do it if they need to.
The execution on the money downs, 3rd and 4th down, going to have to be good if the Trailblazers are going to get a win today. Caden, final thoughts?
Let's just go out there and get a win.
Let's go. Let's go. Blazers, Governors, and the countdown to kickoff will continue when we go out to Clarkson, Tennessee. And let's bring in the voice of the Trailblazers, Rod Zundel. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Hey, we all brothers, we all family. Let's go. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to Trailblazer Kickoff, presented by TDS, Internet, TV, Phone.
Let's go! It's the final road trip of the season for Utah Tech in Clarksville, Tennessee. Trailblazers looking to knock off the top team in the United Athletic Conference, Austin Peay. We're 30 minutes from kick, the Trailblazers and Governors in Clarksville.
And welcome inside Forterra Stadium here on the campus of Austin Peay University in Clarksville, Tennessee. We are getting ready for kickoff, the final road game of the season for the Trailblazers of Utah Tech. Hi there, everybody. Rod Zundel here. Glad to have you aboard this afternoon, this morning in Utah, this afternoon here in Tennessee. Utah Tech coming in with a record of 2-7 overall, 1-3 in the United Athletic Conference. Meanwhile, the Governors of Austin Peay, they come in with a record of 7-2 overall, 4-0, number 1 in the UAC. They are also ranked 14th in the country in FCS, and they have won 7 straight games. So they come in on a streak going up, and Utah Tech trying to break a streak that is going down. Now, if you're wondering, it's our first ever meeting between these two schools, and if you're wondering where Clarksville, Tennessee is, well,
let's show you. It's 1,744 miles from St. George. We flew into Nashville, then drove to Clarksville. Nashville is about an hour away. Louisville, Kentucky is about 2 hours away. So that's where we sit here on the campus of Austin Peay University.
And Austin Peay, if you're wondering where that name came from, well, Austin Peay was the governor of Tennessee back in the mid-1920s, and he founded this institution. Then when he passed away, they named this university after him, Austin Peay. And here in Tennessee, when a governor, they also dedicate buildings and a lot of landmarks after governors. So they said, well, since the governor founded this university, let's just call this the Austin Peay Governors. There you go. Little fun fact for you. That's how they got their name. And today, in honor of Veterans Day, Military Appreciation Day, look at the helmets that Utah Tech will be wearing today. The Stars and Stripes and the UT. I believe it's the first time ever that they have had a special helmet for a game for the Utah Tech Trailblazers. So that's pretty cool in honor of all of our military veterans and giving thanks and trying to honor them somehow today. All right, and Utah Tech, you can see right there, they are donning the red, white, and blue jerseys, the red helmets with the UT Stars and Stripes, the white jerseys, and the blue pants. So it is Military Appreciation Day here in Clarksville, Tennessee. They had a parade earlier, and they'll do a lot of honoring of the military veterans throughout the game. All right, so Utah Tech coming off their 3rd straight loss last week at Abilene Christian. Let's take a look back now at the sights and sounds of the game from Abilene, Texas a week ago.
And welcome to the plains of Abilene, Texas. Utah Tech, the Trailblazers, and the Wildcats of Abilene Christian University.
All right, man. Thank you.
Oh, shit. And welcome to the plains of Abilene, Texas. Utah Tech, the Trailblazers, and the Wildcats of Abilene Christian University. Ricky Johnson needs 9 more receptions to break the all-time receptions list. Short pass out to the 20 to Ricky Johnson. Now he needs 8. Tracy, little bubble screen to Ricky. Now only needs 7. The inside pass to Ricky Johnson hangs on with his fingertip. He only needs 6 more to become the all-time leader. Number 4 for Ricky. He only needs 5 more to become the all-time receiving leader. Chris Street has it. Breaks upfield. The 15. Chris Street, man, he is a shifty player. They have it first and goal at the 4-yard line. Make the handoff over the middle. Ricky Johnson, touchdown. Oh, what a well-executed play by the Trailblazers. And now Ricky has 5 receptions, only 4 catches away from the all-time receptions list. Tracy to throw, looking left. Across the middle, got Bo Sparks. Sparks heads upfield, got a first down. Tracy, the inside bubble screen to Ricky. Ricky breaks it upfield. And that is catch number 6 for Ricky. 3 more, and he's the all-time receptions leader. Tracy looks left, now looks right. Across the middle, caught at the 40-yard line, 35-30. With that long pass to Keith Davis, Kobe Tracy becomes Utah Tech's all-time passing yards leader. Tracy to throw, out in the flat. Bo Sparks got it, makes a move inside, 40. Still on his feet, 45, midfield, and down at the Abilene Christian 46-yard line. Here comes the pressure. McIver. Brevin Hamlin's got him, and he goes down and a sack all the way back to the 32-yard line. Tracy deep across the middle. Ricky Johnson has it for a big gain, and with that catch, Ricky Johnson, 9 receptions on the day, and he becomes the all-time receptions leader here at Utah Tech.
All right, now for Ricky Johnson, he needs 101 yards to become 3rd on the all-time list in receiving yards at Utah Tech, and he needs 125 yards to become number 1 all-time in receiving yards for the Trailblazers. And Kobe Tracy needs 9 touchdowns over the next 2 days, 2 games to become the all-time passing TDs leader at Utah Tech. All right, so what went right, what went wrong last week at Abilene Christian? Well, here to answer those questions and to break it down for us is head coach Paul Peterson in this edition of Film Session.
First play, got a good drive. Good drive down here in the red zone. We've got a nice little run pass option here. We're gonna run a little inside zone. You know, this guy's got eyes on the run. He should have stayed right here with Ricky. We're gonna do a nice just a nice little pop pass to him, right over the top. And good execution by Kobe. Good drive that tied the game up 7-7. Good execution there. This is a 3rd down. We had some tough longer down and distances in 3rd down. This is a really good throw by Kobe. Just running a little dig route by Keith. The fun thing about this in the game was that you could hear the pads popping with that ball. It pinned him right against the chest. But we got a nice little window here. You can see they got a lot of eyes on Bo. Bo had a really good game with 12 catches. So just waiting for this dig window to open up, and Kobe has really good anticipation, lets it rip. And Keith does a really good job after some contact, getting some more yards after the catch, run after the catch. With that throw right there, Kobe was the all-time leading passer in Utah Tech history, which was fun. This is a little bit unfortunate play right here. We were driving the ball pretty well. We tried to do a little double count. We've got a jet sweep coming right here. We're going to flip it to Bo. Normally on this, we have our back be patient to fake the run. He didn't hear the second call and actually runs into Bo, which unfortunately causes us to get a TFL here. But you can see we've got a really good job by Ty Hyde. He's going to seal that edge. These guys are going to run their guys off, and Bo's just going to get on this edge. This might be a really big play. This is the only guy left to make the tackle, but we got them running into each other, so that's unfortunate. But you can see Kobe pretty frustrated. You don't have many opportunities in the game. That was one of them that I think we let get away from us. This is again early in the game. This is the first fourth down. Good drive. Again, wind was pretty swirling. Normally in a normal game, we're going to kick a field goal in this situation. We got a 4th and 2. These guys got a heavy box. They got an extra hat in there for us. We don't communicate very well up front, so we got the DN slipping inside here. We should have a nice little lane here to cut back here, but with that penetration, we get stopped. So another time in the game where we need to keep that drive going and score a touchdown, we weren't able to, which was unfortunate. Here on defense is a good, really good play. One of the things that we got to do a good job of is be good actors. This is a good 3rd down stop early in the game. It looked like it got underneath, but we don't have very good acting skills. Everybody needs to be cheering on Jagger Williams here that this is an interception. So at least they go to review, and at times review, they don't have a lot of angles to be able to overturn that. We got good pressure. Quarterback doesn't deliver. We got a good. They end up punting here, but it'd be good to get a turnover in that situation. This is sack by Brevin Hamlin. We timed this up right. They got an opportunity. They've been running some slide motion where they're bringing a guy out into the flat, some easy throws, and we saw that come. We got Brevin coming off the edge here. Really good sack for the true freshman. He's been getting better and better every game. Good call by Misi Tupe and good execution by Brevin. These guys had done some trickeration, and this is about the time that they like doing it. They're going to do a double reverse pass, it looks like here. And actually, we rep this in practice quite a bit, but you can see how far up our DNs are getting up the field, disrupting it. Cyrus really disrupting it. The running back actually does a really good job, a smart thing of not pitching it back where he got a chance to get that ball on the ground and ends up eating it. This was good getting them in a bad down and distance for themselves, and a good execution on the defense. They did a good job the second half stopping them on 3rd down. We struggled with this early on the game. We didn't adjust to it. Cyrus Polu right here again. This is the top one I'm talking about with the slide action coming to the flat. To the flat here. Good execution. Good tackle for loss. Really good job by Polu reading his keys. Again, we got a good defensive call. Gets him in a longer down and distance of 3rd and 11. We like 3rd and 11s, get off the field. At this point in the game, I think this was the 3rd quarter, the wind was really swirling, and we were going this way, so they kept pinning us back here, backed up. But really good job by the defense early in that second half. Our defense played well, gave us a chance. Offensively, we struggled a little bit. Proud of our guys. They fought. Looking forward for this game coming up. Austin Peay, Tennessee.
All right, that was head coach Paul Peterson breaking down last week's game in Abilene, Texas. Only one more film to break down for Coach Peterson as we have our coaches show next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Our final coaches show is this is the final road game of the season. We wrap up the season next week with Southern Utah. The T-Birds coming into St. George, and a note here, if you haven't heard, that game has been changed, and the kickoff time now, 5 o'clock Utah time next Saturday against Southern Utah. One other historical note to talk about as far as the Trailblazers all-time list is concerned. Cyrus Webster, the defensive end, he needs 1 sack to tie for the top spot in the career sacks list, and 1.5 sacks to break that and become all alone on top of the career sacks list at Utah.
Okay. All right, we are under 20 minutes away from kickoff. Utah Tech and Austin Peay University, the Governors. When we come back, we will go to practice with offensive lineman Bio Kanike. He gets mic'd up when we come back.
He's on the 30-yard line, the 20, the 10.
You wouldn't want an incomplete football game. So why use a website with incomplete listings of Southern Utah properties? SouthernUtahRealEstate.com is the most complete, most accurate, and most comprehensive property search in Washington County. Because we're not focused on everything, just on the part that we like the best. Find your Southern Utah home at southernutahrealestate.com.
Finley Hyundai, committed to high-quality service and sales for local drivers. Stress-free car buying guaranteed.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
It's any card for the win right now at Mountain America Credit Union, which means it's time to score some cash. Simply tap, swipe, or click checkout with any Mountain America debit or credit card to be entered into a weekly giveaway for up to $500, now until September 30th. Visit macu.com/anycard to learn how to earn extra entries or to open a new account today.
If you're out driving and something happens to your car, truck, or even wheelchair, and you end up stuck at a rail crossing, it's going to be okay. Don't panic. Here's what you do. Get out if you can and look for this blue sign on the metal pole. Call the number on the blue sign, and when they answer, tell them the crossing number. The number is right here. This tells them the exact location of the crossing. This is the fastest way to get trains stopped before coming through the crossing. Look for the blue. It helps you.
We are 16 minutes away from kickoff. Utah Tech and Austin Peay here at Clarksville,
Tennessee. The final home game, or the final road game for the Trailblazers this season as they'll wrap up the schedule next week at home with Southern Utah University. All right, welcome back inside the booth, Rod Zundel. As we get ready for the kickoff today, it's time to go back and we hook up offensive lineman Bayo Kanike. We hook him up to a mic and we head to practice with him and get the sights and sounds of what it's like to be an offensive lineman at practice in St. George.
Today's victim, Bayo Kanike.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been having a fun day, y'all. We got talking already.
Let's go, homie.
Let's go.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, hey. What we got? Oh. You see that young face? Y'all see that young face? Y'all see that young face, that young voice? Nah, they gonna hear you. They gonna hear little brother on the mic later on in practice. I'm gonna be by you. It's okay. The oldest brother's gonna be by you. What's that thing you be saying when you wake up? Huh? What's that thing you be saying? All the Slim Shadys wake up. What is it? How I go?
No, that's not
how it go. How it go?
I mean, I don't.
All the Slim Shadys wake up.
No, that's not it.
What is it?
I don't know. I'm not a Slim Shady fan.
Oh, okay. All of a sudden. Oh, you wanna go to work then? What up, Big Al?
What's up, bro?
How you doing today, bro?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, bro. Hey, you look good today, bro. Don't be looking at me all weird. Like, what's wrong with you? Like I'm some famous person. Stop it. No, you can say whatever you want, bro.
Hell no.
I'm not mic'd up for real.
Feet. Let's go.
Right, Damani? Oh, you quiet now? You don't want to talk, bro? What's wrong, bro? Why y'all so quiet?
I'm just a natural. Let's go, get there. Hey, that's going to be a big play. Okay, that's going to be a big play.
Yes, sir. We finna fold him.
Hey, but listen,
No. Yo, Mo, what's up, Mo? Let me talk to you, Mo. Let me talk about your daily life. Mo. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for watching Utah Tech Football.
All right, that was offensive line Bio Kanike. He is one funny guy, and it was fun to hang out with him in practice for a little bit in the last week or so. All right, we are getting closer to kickoff, about 13 minutes away from kick here in Clarksville, Tennessee. Utah Tech and Austin Peay back with more of the Trailblazer Kickoff Show after this.
He's on the 30-yard line, the 20, the 10.
You wouldn't want an incomplete football game. So why use a website with incomplete listings of Southern Utah properties? SouthernUtahRealEstate.com is the most complete, most accurate, and most comprehensive property search in Washington County. Because we're not focused on everything, just on the part that we like the best. Find your Southern Utah home at SouthernUtahRealEstate.com.
Finley Hyundai, committed to high-quality service and sales for local drivers. Stress-free car buying guaranteed.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
All right, back here in Clarksville, Tennessee, counting down the moments until kickoff. Utah Tech and Austin Peay University. It's time now for our national anthem. Very special day honoring our military folks for all their service and sacrifices all across this great land. All right, the Austin Peay marching band honoring our military folks for all their efforts and their sacrifices throughout the years. Very, very emotional day here. See, we've seen a lot of veterans come in from all across this part of the country. It's nice to chat with them and get their thoughts on this game and just talk about their stories as well. All right, time now to get the final word from head coach Paul Peterson on last week's game and looking ahead to today with the Governors of Austin Peay. Here's Coach.
Last week in Abilene, you did a lot of good things correctly, but it seemed like you just weren't able to bust down the door, kind of like treading in mud a little bit when you had the opportunity to make that play.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't have very many explosive plays on offense. Although we felt like we moved the ball, we couldn't finish. Had a couple fourth downs that were really critical. They were negative plays for us that we wish we had back. They weren't very well executed. And in a game where you're playing an opponent that wants to ball control and take the ball away from your offense, you've got to be really, really good at executing each possession that you have. And in a spread and shred and an up-tempo team, if you miss an opportunity, you usually don't get another one. And that's what happened in this game.
A couple of historical milestones. Ricky Johnson became the all-time leader in receptions here at Utah Tech.
I'm very proud of him. He's been loyal to the program. He's been through the ups and the downs. Played when we've been outmatched quite a bit during those COVID years and making the transition, but he has just continued to work. I'm very proud of him, and he definitely deserves this honor.
He needed 9 receptions to become number 1, and he got just 9 receptions.
Yeah.
And Kobe Tracy, he became the all-time leader in passing yards here at Utah Tech.
Yeah, again, same with Kobe. You know, he's had a couple QB battles, and he's just stuck it out, and he's continued to get better and feeling more comfortable in the offense. I thought he did some good things. We had some drop balls, you know, and I think he missed a couple reads, but that's going to happen in a game. But he continues to progress and get better and feel more comfortable in the offense too.
Your defense, they showed up. They didn't get turnovers, but they held them just over 300 yards. That's the fewest yards that they've allowed this year for an opponent. So you got to be pleased with that.
Yeah. You know, I think it comes down to a couple plays, a couple drives. They had 3 drives, over 15 play drives that just kind of ate the clock up. And there was opportunities to get off the field. We just got to do a little bit better on third down, you know, and kind of toughen up and not wait for other people to make a play. Go make a play.
Austin Peay, number 1 team in the conference, top offense. What more can you say? This is going to be about as big a challenge as you had with Montana and Montana State.
Yeah, I know. I think they're pretty good. I think they're a little bit different than Montana and Montana State. You know, as far as personnel-wise goes, they had a big matchup with Eastern Kentucky last week and came out on top in overtime. And you know, we played Eastern Kentucky well. I think it's just a matter of us being able to execute. Their quarterback's really good. Got a really strong running back who's shifty, hard to get down. You know, their defense is they're going to be aggressive. They're going to get after you a little bit, but they're going to give you a bunch of different coverages. So as long as we're seeing it and we execute and the opportunity comes, I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a matchup that we feel confident that we can come away with a win.
Enjoy Tennessee.
We will.
All right, we are about 6.5 minutes away from kickoff. Utah Tech and Austin Peay University, the Governor's final road game of the season for the Trailblazers, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak, and they're going to have to do it against the 14th ranked team in FCS in the country. Austin Peay, they've won 7 straight. They're 7-2 overall. They're undefeated 4-0 in the United Athletic Conference. Just a reminder that coming up immediately following this game, we'll have our Johnson Pediatric post-game show right here on Trailblazer Sports Network and also on the Fan Sports Network. That's coming up immediately following this game. But we are going to say so long for now here on Trailblazer Sports Vision. 3 minutes away, and we will see you over on the Fan Sports Radio Network for the call of today's game, Utah Tech and Austin Peay. That's coming up next over on the Fan Sports Radio Network.